Hi everyone, it's Maria, and today I'm talking to you about 1984 and Brave New World. So these books, these are the copies that I read. These books have been on my mind since high school when I read them. And I was really excited about doing a reread because I feel like in the time that we're living, they're both so important. I think most of you who've watched my channel before understand my frustrations with the current political situation. And not just the presidency, but I just feel very frustrated by the level the level of power and greed and corruption that seems to kind of have taken over. And so I think it's really important right now to read, and reading as an act of resistance is super important to me. Because I think the more we read, the more we see ourselves in other people, the more empathetic we are. There's plenty of research for that. It's also very telling to me that the current president does not read and kind of gloats about it a little bit. I think that's really frustrating, scary. We were actually, my kids and I were talking about Marie Antoinette and getting the French Revolution and kind of what was precluding that. And people being very frustrated. We're also starting to kind of talk about the American Revolution and how people were feeling subjugated and not taken care of, not heard, and why that prompted the revolution to start. And constant themes in history have shown us, but it's really cool to watch it show my children that if you are a leader and you are not thinking of the best for everyone, there's going to be big problems down the line. And you might not even see it coming until it's way too late. So anyway, that kind of made me think of this comment. So we were talking about Marie Antoinette and the whole let them eat cake comment, and how people were just feeling very frustrated about not having basic needs while their leadership was indulging in vacations and fancy things. And my eldest said, I wonder if Donald Trump read a book about Marie Antoinette and thought that was a good idea. And I said, well, the sad thing is he says he doesn't read books, which my eldest thought was kind of an insane thing. And it's frustrating to me that reading is not important, that history is not important, not just by him, but a lot of people don't see the value in it. And so these books especially reiterated to me the value of education and beauty and language. In both of these, in 1984, Orwell wrote, and both of these were written ages ago. I think the 30s, both of them in the 30s. I'll have to double check that and I'll put it below. But in 1984, it specifically talks about doublethink and the idea of making sure that the language and the vernacular that people are using is becoming less and less. So every year they go through and cull the language to take out more and more words. And so eventually the goal is people won't have the language to revolt with because they don't have the words and concepts to even think out why they're frustrated, which was interesting because I feel like when I watch people give up language or make fun of big words or lofty ideas, it's frustrating to me because I feel like we're giving up freedoms when we give up words. The more language and the more precise words we can use to describe what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're hoping for, the better off we are. Also, same thing in Brave New World. I thought was really interesting. In one of the very first scenes, there is a group of babies, and they have a room full of flowers and books out, and the babies automatically are drawn towards the flowers and the books and the beauty and the pictures and all of that. And then they are punished for being drawn towards it. So then they have the Pavlovian response of when they see beauty and books and language, that their brain automatically tells them to run away. Same thing with 1984. All of the beauty was kind of taken out of the world so that there wasn't anything to inspire revolution and resistance. And I think the more we dull our brains with mindlessness or consumerism, instead of really trying to wrestle with the beauty or nature or art or literature, the more freedoms we're giving up, even unknowingly. So this is just kind of my quick commercial for please read these books. I don't want to give away too much because I want you to read them. I had pages and pages of quotes that I wrote out of them, especially in 1984. Brave New World was a very different read for me as a parent because of some of the ways that the children were encouraged to act. There is definitely sexual incidences in both of these books. I think it makes sense for the plot, so I don't think it's extreme. There's no language or anything, but definitely maybe wait till your kid's a little bit older to tackle these with them. But I think for high schoolers is when I read them. I think they're definitely interesting thoughts to start percolating in your brain. And good ones to reread as an adult, because oftentimes we kind of think about a book that we've already read and think there's no point in going back to that. But we bring to completely different experiences to the table. As a parent, as a 30-something, I have very different belief systems. I have different government stances. I think it's important to pick up and reread some of these classics. They're classics for a reason. So that is my little blip about why Brave New World and 1984 are so important right now. I know it was a little bit more political in nature than usual, but I would love to hear your thoughts on that below. And if I offended you, again, I'm sorry. I'm just being myself. So I will talk to you later. Bye.